Perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. Number one sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies in the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. Interviews inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, who that nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is say Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Sean, I'm sorry. Was Alvin Kamara in the building every day he was required to be this week?
Well, look, not getting into the specifics. Obviously, everyone's here to get tested outside in the parking lot first, and then we kind of go from there. So we're actively negotiating a contract with he and his agent, and we'll keep you posted if there's any progress.
Did you fine him for missing practice?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you.
If you guys don't reach a contract agreement, do you foresee this being something where maybe he doesn't play week 1?
I think that's a little previous right now. We're focused on him being a part of our plan week 1.
Sean, say something that he is actually at practice with you guys today. Does that say anything to you?
No, look, it was good having him back out there. I thought he had a good practice today, and he's an important part of what we do.
Sean, were you at all frustrated with how this played out, and did you two have to talk and sort of make amends, as I know a couple of reports have characterized it?
No, I haven't read specifically any reports, and I don't think he and I have had. We visited, but I wouldn't call it making amends at all.
Gail was back at practice today. She gave you some grief after you tested positive. What has your conversations been with her?
Say that again.
Gail was at practice today. What was your conversation like with her today?
It was good. It was good to see her. She's feeling better. I know she was excited to finally be able to get out and be around our players, and she's feeling good. And yeah, obviously, anytime someone's gone through it, you love to see them back and in good health and good spirits. And I would describe our visit that way. It was great seeing her.
What up, family? Thank y'all for joining us for the Great Saint Think Tank, the Sports Coma live in effect. Good to come at your family on this Wednesday, this very busy Wednesday. Just giving you a shout out to all the Black and Gold family members in the live stream. Who that to you and yearns on this one. For the Sports Coma, we're going to recap. That's right, recap day 13 news and notes. We're going to go over that. I'll play several interviews for you today. But I'm going to focus on more intently Coach Sean Payton's interview. I want to be able to give some analysis on Coach Payton's interview, hearing that. So big ups to the family members joining the live stream. Unfortunately, family, my internet is pretty crappy today, so you're probably not gonna see me today. We're having a lot of problems with the internet, but I'm still pushing forward. So if you can work with me on that, that's fine. So who that to the Black and Gold family members in the live stream? Torrey Shepard Sr., who that to you? Jasper Bowden, Tramal Kellop, Elite Goods, good to see your family. Okula, what up, Okula? Good to see Okula McGee in the building as well. Derek Summerfield, what up, Big D? Rush Hour, who that to you, Rush Hour? Good to see your brother Byron in the chat as well. Lee Wood, what up, Lee? Good to see your family all the way out in the Philippines. Tragic 504 in the building, representing DWF, baby, via New Orleans. He in the building. Bishop One Love's in the building, and the family member. Travis 504, big ups to the family as well. So we got Tragic 504 and we got Travis 504. 504 is well represented in the building, as well as 985. So good to see the family members chiming on this one. Like I said, I'm dealing with some internet issues. That's why I had to cancel the prior stream and come back with the secondary stream. You just got to work through it, fam. So, like I said, you might not see me on this telecast, this broadcast today. Pretty much you'll be hearing me, though. You gonna hear me. You probably ain't gonna see me, but you damn sure gonna hear me today. Anyway, let's keep it going. We got Coach Payton on the line, as you can hear him breaking down some stuff. Now, I'm going to stop this interview. Now, usually I like to play the interviews and go through them, but I'm going to stop this interview. I'm going to rewind this interview and kind of decipher this interview. Then I'm going to go into the Alvin Kamara stuff, and I'm going to use this interview as a preface for the article that I'm going to come with, because y'all know I got to come with the receipts. I got to bring the receipts, and I got to drop the knowledge with it. So let me run this back for Coach Sean Payton. And then I'll stop it, and then we'll go through it, and then I will play a couple other interviews, and we'll move into the news and notes. Here we go.
I'm sorry. Was Alvin Kamara in the building every day he was required to be this week?
Well, look, not getting into the specifics. Obviously, everyone's here to get tested outside in the parking lot first, and then we kind of go from there. So we're actively negotiating a contract with he and his agent, and we'll keep you posted if there's any progress.
Okay, he didn't answer the question. This is politician Payton, people. Just to let you guys know, this is politician Payton. This the dude always get on. Just keep it real and answer the question. It's not a secret anymore. It's not a state secret that Alvin Kamara was not in the building the last 4 days. So the reporter asked the question, and he just sidestepped it. And I'll let you know. Let's keep it rolling.
Did you fine him for missing practice?
If I did, I wouldn't tell you.
Why not? Why would you need to be snappy with her about fining him, bro? Why would you need? I mean, see, this the type of nonsense that I'm talking about. If I did, I wouldn't tell you. There's several reports saying that you did fine the man, bro. So it's this duck and cover, cloak and dagger nonsense, man. This football, we don't need all of this deception. The reporter asked him a question, was he in the building? He sidestepped it, went all the way around. Instead of going a straight line from New York to Los Angeles, he went the opposite way. He went New York to New England, and then went all the way around to come the other way. He went the long way around as opposed to the straight line? Just answer the question, man. You know, was he in the building? No, he wasn't in the building. Then the follow-up question is, did you find him? Because that is connected to the second question is, okay, if he wasn't in the building, you don't want to answer that. Then did he get fined? If he did, I wouldn't tell you. What kind of silly, immature, kindergarten, preschool ass response was that? If he did, I wouldn't tell you. Why not? It's not a state secret if you tell me if you find the man or not. That would signify the fact that that he wasn't in the building. And not only was he fined, they even know how much the fine is because this reporter that is talking to you wrote an article on NOLA.com. Her name is Amy Just. She wrote an article and gave her sources that the fine was $200,000. Now, Alvin only makes like 900 G's, on his contract currently. So $200,000 is a pretty lofty fine for somebody that's making like that kind of money. So she already knew he got fined. She was validating, and if I did, I wouldn't tell you, which means yes, it happens. A simple no would have been sufficient. Come on, man.
If you guys don't reach a contract agreement, do you foresee this being something where maybe he doesn't play week 1?
I think that's a little previous right now. We're focused on him being a part of our plan week 1.
Sean, say something that he is actually at practice with you guys today. Does that say anything to you?
No, look, it was good having him back out there. I thought he had a good practice today, and he's an important part of what we do.
Sean, were you at all frustrated with how this played out, and did you two have to talk and sort of make amends, as I know a couple of reports have characterized it?
No, I haven't read specifically any reports, and I don't think he and I have had. We visited, but I wouldn't call it making amends at all.
Okay, remember what I told you guys about Sean Payton's character. There's several incidents that occurred throughout his career at being here that if you get in Sean Payton's doghouse, you know he's very vindictive, he's arrogant. He has major character issues that impact the team from time to time. The point is, if you have all of that, I'm not expecting you to be perfect and without flaws. We all have character issues and character flaws. It's when those character flaws represent or present themselves in an environment in the public which obstructs your work. Like if you're a coach of a football team and you have major character flaws, and like Sean Payton does with his arrogance and ego, which in his stubbornness to be able to balance the game plan, to run the ball, it will cost you playoff games. It will cost you Super Bowls, and it has cost us that. That is the issue when we talk about character flaws, and that's why when we go into mind science, I start talking about what's going on. It's not the talent of the team. It's not even the schematic. It's the coach at the top who has complete control of all of those things. Not giving into the reason to balance himself. Balance the playbook, balance yourself. The report, how he's, talking to the reporters like Amy Jess, asked some simple questions. She already knew the answers for it. She already knew the amount of the fine. Then the next reporter was, I forgot his name, used to work for the Times-Picayune. He was working with the Atlantic now. And you hear Coach Payton's telling him, I wouldn't call it, this, I wouldn't call it that, which means there's several reports in that. I'm going to show you some receipts today about Sean Payton and what went on, that it was a falling out between Payton and Kamara. And now all this happened based around the fact that the negotiations was going on. Now let me ask you a question, if you mind. You guys are really intelligent, and I just wanted to ask you guys a question. All right, here we go. This is what I got when I started looking at these articles and looking at stuff. Why, we know Sean Payton is, and I keep throwing this thing around about Sean Payton's very arrogant. He has a big ego. He's a mini tyrant over there. Based on how he treats the medical staff, how his word is more dominant than the medical staff there. That's how he's repetitively able to not only falsify injury reports by not releasing injury reports, but he also has the ability to push injured players on the field past the medical staff, which the medical staff should be the most dominating department in the building, which means the players or coaches cannot get, without the consent of the medical staff, can't put those guys on the field of play if they're not healthy. I've delivered to you guys several documented times that this is occurred, showing that his power within the building. He has too much power in the building. He's running amok. He's unchecked. And the next thing is, and I'm showing you that he has no boundaries. He floats around like a poison gas cloud. And the next thing is, he's getting into it with Kamara, right? Now, this was documented. Several really respectable and reputable inside NFL reporters have reported that him and Alvin Kamara had an exchange, which made Alvin Kamara not want to come to practice. And it was based around several different instances. Some say it was the money. Most of it was based around the money. And why? The question I asked the family members is, what is Sean Payton? What is Sean Payton doing in the negotiating period? What is he doing in the negotiating circle with Alvin Kamara? If Kamara is negotiating behind his contract, and you know he's negotiating behind his contract, you know, because you took it up to Mickey and said, well, Kamara's not here. You know what it's about. You know what it is because you initiated the contract for them to talk about. Mickey Loomis did. But some kind of way, Sean Payton found his way into that circle, and that circle had nothing to do with him. It had nothing to do with him. It was simply a move between Kamara, Loomis, and the team. He wants his money. He wants to get paid. And he's seen this several times. He know what it was. So how are you in that? How are you in the negotiating circle between the agent Kamara and Mickey Loomis, who has the power to sign the checks, not you? How is he involved in that? You know, you see what I'm saying? How is he involved in that? I'm just asking the question. How the hell is he involved in that? Let's move.
Gail was back at practice today. She gave you some grief after you tested positive. What has your conversations been with her?
Say that again.
Gail was at practice today. You know, what was your conversation like with her today?
It was good. It was good to see her. She's feeling better. I know she was excited to finally be able to get out and be around our players, and she's feeling good. And yeah, obviously, anytime someone's gone through it, you love to see them back and in good health and good spirits. And I would describe our visit that way. It was great seeing her.
Sean, what did you see in Marcus Davenport today, and has he sort of fallen behind where he should be? Where would you say his status is right now?
No, listen, I think he's doing well. I think he's had a real good camp. So I don't think he's fallen behind. You know, we backed off some reps probably a few days ago, just relative to a small injury, but nothing significant. Nothing that would certainly keep him from playing week one.
Sean, Thursday's dome practice. Have you decided on the format? Is it going to be, scrimmage-like, or is it going to be more like Saturday practice?
No, we're going to try to get a lot of move the ball periods in. You know, one of the things that I think is going to be important for every team in this league week one is the substitutions. You know, it's not uncommon in the preseason where periodically you're missing a guy or you have 12 on the field. All of those mistakes, really have to be eliminated. And even today, we went through a few different periods where we were in and out, on and off with different personnel groups. So tomorrow's goal is to get a lot of move the ball in. It won't be a completely live scrimmage, but it will be full go. And we'll meet on that today and kind of go through the different roles and the different substitutions.
Sean, it's safety. Would PJ fit more of the free mold or stronger? Is he a little bit of both?
I didn't hear the beginning. I'm sorry.
PJ Williams is safety. Would you call him more of a free or strong, or is he good at both?
Look, he's a smart player. I feel like he can play in both those positions. He's one of the few players that we feel like can go outside and play at the corner position. Certainly, he's had a lot of experience at the nickel, and so that's one of those players that we discussed earlier here a week ago that provides really good versatility. I would probably say more at free, but we feel like he's smart enough to play in both of those positions.
Oh man.
Sean,
Come
now
on,
that you've
man.
had a couple weeks to work with Jameis, how do you think he's progressing now that he's in this new offense and all that?
I think he's doing well. I think he's doing real well. I've been pleased. Man, he's in good shape. I think he's very quickly picked up what we're doing from a system standpoint. And yet there are a number of things that he continues to work on to improve. But I think he's made that transition with us pretty quickly. He's a smart player, and we just got to continue to give him the reps. He and Taysom both got really most of the work today.
And having the ability to sit Drew and let Drew rest, what does that give you as far as opportunity, getting an extended look at both Taysom and Jameis?
I mean, it's the one thing that both of them need, and that's just game experience or game-like reps in practice. And I thought, throughout camp, with just 3 quarterbacks, we've been able to do that to some extent, and then even more so today.
Sean, what kind of camp do you think Keith Washington has had?
I think really well. Look, the uniqueness in the player is he can come into a game, he can function very well at running back, and then I think. Now, I'm sorry, you said Keith or Dwayne?
I said Keith.
Okay. I think, look, he's got very good ball production. You can see he's got good hands, so I'd say really good.
Y'all say every practice the kid gets an interception, man. He should make the team.
All right, thank you guys.
Sean Payton says enough is enough, and let me get the hell out of here. He's off to the races there, people. Sean Payton, man, you heard a lot from what he was talking about dealing with it. A lot of people asking about the Kamara situation. He dared not want too much talk about it that much, and we'll revisit this story a little later on. I'll show some tweets from Ian Rappaport and a few other people that have been on top of this thing. So bear in mind, Barry, I appreciate the family members joining us in the live stream today. Please understand we having issues with the Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi stinks today for whatever reason. It was fine, and it just stinks. I don't know what's going on with it. I hate Spectrum. Just want to let you know that, Spectrum. I despise you. Outside of that, I hate to say the hate word, but man, truth is truth, man. They suck. Do not get Spectrum, please. All right, just to let you, the family members know as well. Who that to the beautiful black and family members chiming in. Brother Tory 985 Live. Uncle Paul is in the building. Hold'em Hook TV. Good to see you in the chat as well, fam. Much love to you and Yearn and the rest of the family. Please hit the like button, family. Please hit the like button as we proceed next. And next up on the interview train is Andrews Pete. Here's Andrews Pete. People call him Mr. Softy. He's a $57.5 million richer offensive line the Saints groomed, the former first-round draft pick. The team groomed into much success. So here is Andrews Pete. We're going to break it down how you feeling about camp.
Any brace or anything when you're practicing?
Yeah, I'm protecting my thumb, but I'm not really going to go into like what's on it, but definitely protecting it.
Next question is from John Shazer.
Andrews, your conditioning seems to be pretty significant and noticeable. How do you feel like that's going to help you this season and on in your NFL career?
Yeah, definitely. I really try to put an emphasis on that this offseason, really starting off with just the weight room and conditioning. So I feel like it's definitely going to be beneficial just being able to, finish blocks and sustain and, feel more athletic and feel better out there. So it's definitely going to be good.
Next question is from Luke Johnson.
Did you lose weight this offseason, or did you just kind of change your body composition? How would you kind of explain that?
Yeah, I probably lost around like 10 or 15 pounds. This offseason from the end of last year.
Next question is from Nick Underhill.
Anderson, Garth, does it make any difference to you who's playing at center? Is there a chemistry factor there where you got to get used to both those guys, or is it just kind of, whatever?
Yeah, just wherever the coaches feel is best for those guys to play. It doesn't really matter to me. So, just trusting the coaches are going to put them in the right position. So it's either way. We're going to go out there and make it work.
Next question from Amy Just.
Yeah, with you slimming down and being at practice the last couple days, is there any place where it's noticeable, the difference for you?
I can't pinpoint one thing. I'll just say overall, just feeling better. Just having more energy and just feeling a little quicker.
Next question from Luke John.
That's Andrews Pete, y'all chiming in, and Andrews saying he lost weight, man, and it's a part of that money. You get that $57.5 million, man. Listen, a lot of people's on Andrews' back already. He came into current camp about 20 pounds lighter. If you look at the pictures of Andrews Pete, you can see he's slimmed down, and a lot of it they're saying he's gotten stronger. Of course, he's dealing with the fact he has that broken thumb there, so you have to work through that throughout the rest of the season, and we'll see how he can play with that club on his hand. So Andrews Pete, man, talking about his role in camp, we'll see how Andrews looks. I think Andrews will be fine, man. I'm not in the camp that think Andrews Pete is soft. I've constantly documented on this show ad nauseum why I feel that way, how he went through basically a 4-position college at New Orleans, in New Orleans for the Saints, given to him by Sean Payton, played made multiple Pro Bowls off the left guard position, being the fact that he never played the left guard position in his collegiate career any other time. So straight up tackle, he came in here and he did what he had to do. And remember, he was safe. They kept moving him from left guard to left tackle every time Terron Armstead got hurt. So, I mean, Andrews Pete had definitely learned and earned his money, in my opinion. And he's in camp with a broken finger playing. Hopefully, people, they didn't give him credit when he had a broken forearm. So I don't expect people to give him credit with a broken thumb. Soft people do not play with broken bones. Can we get that fact established? Players with broken bones who play football, you cannot call them soft. That's a violation. It has to be. Here's Jameis Winston, his thoughts on camp.
The offense, can you give us a rundown of how you feel like you've acclimated to what they're trying to give you and teach you?
Well, my main goal is to come in and do the best I possibly can. And when you got two great quarterbacks who's been in this system for a long time, one of them for a particularly long time, you get a chance to gain experience by seeing them, by getting visual reps and actually doing the reps yourself.
Next question's from Amy Just. Yeah, when we've asked your teammates about, how you are in the huddle, all of them get this big smile on their face. Is there something that happened or a backstory as to why everybody is just so happy and is laughing when they think about you?
Well, one thing we're going to do is we're going to have a lot of fun, but with that fun, we want to make sure that we want to execute properly. We want to make sure we're giving our best effort. So when I'm in a huddle, I'm just making sure everyone takes a deep breath and make sure they're having fun and getting ready to go.
Next one's from Mike Triplett.
Jameis, can you just talk in general about how you think you're playing right now and how strange it is to be in a camp with another team for the first time?
Well, just in terms of my performance, my goal is to get better every single day. I believe I've done that from the first day I stepped foot in here into this facility to today. So that's my main goal. I can evaluate performance later on, but right now my focus is getting better every single day.
And as for being with a new team
every day? Man, I'm just so blessed that I get a chance to be a part of a locker room like this. I know I was the enemy the past 5 years, but man, these guys have really took me in, and I got a chance to gain a lot of great friends. It helps having a great friend in P.J. Williams and teammates, Mario Edwards. But this team is just amazing, man, and I'm just blessed to be a part of the Saints organization.
And can you talk talk a little about.
Be careful saying that, Jameis. The last dude that said that, they showed him the door. Don't use that around Sean Payton, Jameis. Please don't do it to yourself, my man. But Jameis Winston's been looking really good, man, to be honest with your family. Jameis is looking really good out there for the black and gold, man. He's stepping up, doing some stuff, performing. And you got to respect it. Jameis Winston has really, 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 really been doing what he said he was going to do. Come in and represent, handle business, and he's did just that. You know, so we can't be mad at Jameis on that, man. I got to give Jameis Winston a lot of credit for coming out and doing what he said he was going to do. Hopefully we can keep this thing going and understand. Now, let's share my screen, family. Let's go ahead on. And let's share the screen as we go to Saints Day, Camp Day 13 observations. And it's called Maximizing Opportunities to Evaluate QBs in the C19 World. So, you know, that's a long-ass title. But let's see what the man talking about. All right, the most notable thing that happened at New Orleans practice Wednesday was the roll call. Running back Alvin Kamara was back after missing several days during a reported contract dispute. So too were veteran defenders Malcolm Jenkins, Marcus Davenport, and while they did not participate in team drills, their presence should be reassuring with the season opener just a week and a half away. Of course, there was just more than just the attendance taken Wednesday. Here's what he saw. Participation. 5 players were not present Wednesday, and there was Saquon Hampton, who missed his 3rd practice. Garrett Griffin, 2nd. Offensive lineman Steve Reeves, that's a big one. 4th straight practice miss. Linebacker Zach Bowen missed his 6th straight, and offensive lineman Teron Armstead missed practice. Linebacker Chase Hanston returned after missing the previous 2 practices, though he was wearing a red 9 contact uniform. Running back Latavius Murray was also wearing red Wednesday. Quarterback Drew Brees was present at practice, but only as a spectator, watching off to the side with a ball cap instead of shoulder pads and a helmet. This has been a regular occurrence in training camp this year. It makes plenty of sense for reasons we'll get to below. Quarterbacks. Both things are true. The Saints are in a good position at quarterback as an NFL team heading in 2020, but they are in somewhat of a tricky spot when it comes to evaluating them. They're obviously not the same team dealing with this, but there's a bit of an element of urgency considering the possibility that Drew Brees is in his final year. Without preseason games, the Saints may only have practice reps to determine if Winston is the fit in their offense or if Taysom Hill's development is on schedule with him serving as Brees' potential successor. But the Saints do have the luxury of knowing Brees doesn't need much work to be ready, so they can let him rest as they did Wednesday and let Hill and Winston take all the offensive snaps. It's neither an ideal scenario for nor is it a complete fix, but it does give New Orleans a chance to get more comprehensive look at the players. Wednesday was not a perfect day by any stretch for Hill and Winston, both of whom showed strengths and failures. Hill's athleticism is his known quality, and he flashed in a handful of times Wednesday, evading pressure or gaining yards with his legs, but he had an up and down day throwing the ball. At one point, he threw an interception to Chauncey Gardner-Johnson and could not figure out who he said, I could not figure out who the intended receiver was for. Winston was a razor sharp in 7-on-7 drills, connecting on all 8 of his pass attempts. He continued to show nimble feet in the pocket when pressured, but he also had a handful of erratic throws and turned the ball over twice Wednesday, one of which was a result of a batted ball near the goal line. One practice is obviously not enough to make a determination on either player, but it's important for the Saints to stack as many data points together as possible if they are indeed deciding on a potential successor for Drew. So if this is good, this is good to get days like Wednesday in the books. Little lanyard. Wide receiver Marquez Callaway enjoyed a fine day catching the ball. The Saints are likely to going to give a face. He says going to face a difficult decision when it comes to receivers to keep on the 53-man roster because a lot of the young players have performed well. Defensive end Carl Granderson made the play of the day when he dove to intercept a batted Winston pass at the goal line. He's been coming on very strong as of late. And Will Lutz made 6 of 8 field goal attempts, with his longest coming from 50 yards out. The Saints will also host their second practice in the Superdome on Thursday, so we'll have that here as well. We'll cover that like we've been covering most of the news of the day as well. Also, another little points to talk about with the family members, the fact that the state has allowed fans at the second home game. Now, that could change. You know, the first home game, they said no. But, you know, you never know what'll be happening at that point, but it could change. But as of right now, the Saints approved by the state to allow fans at the second home game. Local officials still reviewing the plan to see if it'll be solidified. Louisiana state officials giving New Orleans Saints the all clear for fans to attend home games beginning with Week 3 against Green Bay, according to email sent to the Saints season ticket holder office. Fan attendance will require approval at both the state and local level, though city officials have not yet signed off on the plan. That could be a snafu right there. Quote, while conditions are trending in the right direction, we, along with our state and city leaders, encourage everyone to continue to do your part in reducing risk by following all the governmental health and safety guidelines, the email said. Local public officials are urging us to proceed with caution as any move forward will need to be informed by additional data once students return to in-person learning. And that was Mayor LaToya Cantrell said her administration was still reviewing the Saints plan and they would make a decision, quote, at the proper time, end quote. The plan looks great as far as when we're ready for that, but we're not there now, end quote, says Cantrell. Maybe LaToya Cantrell needs to go look at the CDC's newest data that came out. Get an eyeful. Go check out the CDC's new data that they released, last week? All right, further details of the proposal include an estimated number of fans for Week 3 not have been publicly released. However, the email for the season ticket holder said there will be a partial attendance policy in place for games where fans will be allowed. But Cantrell suggested the approval of the plan will likely hinge on whether the state was willing to give New Orleans more of the federal money set aside for the local governments dealing with this C-19. So I just let me read that again because something hit me the wrong way in how that was written or what she said. Cantrell suggested approval of the plan likely hinges on whether the state was willing to give New Orleans more federal money set aside for local governments dealing with the C-19. Cantrell and other officials have been beating the drum recently about the fact that $98 million in requests for the pandemic-related reimbursement from governments in Orleans parishes, only about $53 million has been covered. So, there might be a little politics involved right there to get the rest of that money, in other words. All right, let's move on, family, to another item that came up here. Ian Rappaport. This was brought out here yesterday at 9:17 p.m. after all the madness had calmed down with Alvin Kamara. After a wild few hours, all is quiet on the Alvin Kamara front. I'm told cooler heads have prevailed, and the Saints at Kamara's camp will be working on a deal he expects to be at practice tomorrow. That's from Ian Rappaport, NFL's insider, who contacted Alvin Kamara and his agent about what the hell was going on yesterday. And I just want to look at the reason why I bring this is I watched this tweet, and what I'm seeing about it is the term cooler heads have prevailed, which was showing there was a confrontation, not a physical one, but more of a verbal one between Alvin Kamara and Coach Sean Payton, dealing with the money. Now, like I've said, Coach Payton has got his money, all right? The team was proactive in coming to him. The team was proactive to come to Drew Brees, but most of everybody else, they're not that proactive. Now, they did go to Cam Jordan, but people like Mike Thomas and Alvin Kamara, for whatever reason, they have to wait for their money, which is a shame. You should have done this a lot earlier. He'd been earned it. But the cooler heads had the prevail thing. What the hell is Sean Payton doing in there? I mean, what are you doing in there? That's simply a conversation between Kamara, his agent, and the team. There's no need to have you in there. What you gonna do? You don't have the power to write nothing or do nothing. It just shows you he floats around like a poison gas cloud. Wherever he wants, there's no boundaries. And I keep saying that. What are you getting upset with him for because he missing practice? He's trying to get his money right. You should understand that. You should understand that. I just don't understand how this guy just roams around. People don't tell him, get your ass out of here and slam the door in his face. They don't do him that. He just roams around like a poison gas cloud. Oh, man, that guy is something else. But anyway, family, I said some of the news and notes breaking down with you. I'm not going to be coming at the family members for too long on this one here, family. I just wanted to touch down with you guys on a series of things that's been happening with the team as well. And pretty much just touch on a few of the points that we dealt with, the Ian Rappaport, and a few things that we talked about on this edition. Like I said, I've been having internet issues today. And I'm going to go through the chat for any questions, concerns, and comments as well. These internet issues kind of play an issue with my time. I'm time slotting the show now, so I have other shows that I have to do behind this show, which because of the internet issues that we had, I had to kind of back it up. So I'm going to go into the chat and run down the chat and answer any question, concerns, or comments that the family members might have in the chat. So anyway, Irvin Alexander, I see your family. Good to see you in the chat as well. Holden Hooker says, boy, a lot of people was hoping they would trade him. LOL haters. The Saints ain't that stupid. They're not going to find a way. They're going to find a way to keep him. Thank you, Holden Hookem TV. Good to see you in the chat, bro. As well. He says, Sean Payton need to worry about calling the right plays in the right situations. Facts. Absolutely. Uncle Paulie says, yeah, I will go. He says, I will be so glad when Peyton and Drew Brees are gone. They're holding this team back on the field, no close to the Super Bowl. Peyton is too childish. Yeah, the spat with the reporter, what he told the reporter, if I did and I wouldn't tell you. I mean, what's the purpose of that? And Coach, she already knows. They all know. She put it in her article that she knew exactly how much the fine was. You just had to admit to it. Why are you trying to hold secrets, man? That makes you look bad, man. And it's just like running around questions, not addressing it. You don't have absolutely nothing to do with Alvin and this money. Alvin went out there on the field and he did his thing for you. You don't need to be in that office at all. That is not a conversation that you should have a goddamn thing to do with. That's between Kamara, his agent, and the team. You don't have any check cutting powers. Get your ass out of there and go pay attention to it. You see what I'm saying? Nose, he got a big nose, won't stick it in everything. Stick it in everything. Keep your ass out of there and let that man go get his money, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you damn sure don't. You said, well, Alvin, I got your back. You ain't got his back. You was tearing him up, running him out there last year. That man told me, man, I was hurt. Man, I was playing on one leg. I barely could lift my leg, but Sean Payton running around there doing it. But it's all gravy, man. Let's keep it going. William Dick says, who that big Q? I was flipping radio station. I heard your song, Baby Come Back. You can't blame. Baby Come Back. Hey, Breezy. You can blame it. That's what Sean Payton was singing to Drew Brees. That is the song that he used to bring Drew Brees back to New Orleans family. So if you're having a problem, with your loved one and they leave, just take a page from Sean Payton's player book and sing the song, Baby Come Back. Hey, baby, you can blame it all on me. I was wrong. And that's the song Sean used, and it worked, baby. He got Drew back. All right, let's keep it going. Uncle Paul said, Uncle Paulie says Sean Payton losing competitive edge to get the Saints over the playoff hunt. Peanut Nola 504 Chief, what's good with it, fam? Good to see you in the chat. John Thompson, who that to you, says, what are the reporters doing? They could have at least asked one question about Fournette. They dare not ask Sean Payton any questions. Don't you ask me about Leonard Fournette. I don't want to hear it. And you know what? The truth is, to be honest with you, John, they were going to ask him more questions, but there was a brief break, and he took an opportunity to scuttle away because the reporter was about to ask him a question. He was like, okay, they waited to see who was coming next. And then he was sitting up there, and then right when they was about to say something, because it sounded like a female reporter was going to say something, he said, "All right, thank you very much," and then he walked out. And then the reporter's like, okay. So, that might have been the next question. Old shifty Coach Payton, he's swift. He was able to get off of the podium before they get it to him. But you never know, bro. They'll be back. Probably won't. Paul says, I agree. John Thompson at least asked a question to see if Peyton bites on it. That probably was the next one. He got off the podium. William says, dang, Patriots told Mohamed Sanu they cutting him. Damn. Is he hurt? He might be hurt or something. You don't cut somebody like Mohamed Sanu. 985 Live says, dang, they must be trying to get AB. Crass, who that to you? Crass, pay attention 26. And the rest of the family says, yo, John, Saints have no interest in Fournette. None. And I coincide that they don't have any interest in Leonard Fournette. The Saints don't have this. They have zero. If I can quantify it, I'd put -0. I'd put -20, 20 below, 40 below, 100 below, -1,000 interest in Leonard Fournette. They don't care. They don't want him. All right, let's see what else we got. 95 says defense needs to keep the fire in the season in the playoffs. I agree wholeheartedly with that. Sufian says defense is good. Offense needs to step up. Yes, sir, you're right. Crash says, do we carry 5 or 6 wide receiver? My hope is that we bring Fowler and Callaway. Man, that's a good question. I don't know. I would say 5 wide receivers, but to keep Callaway there, you would add 6. Do the Saints keep 6 wide receivers on staff? I say no. And remember, you have guys that are not listed at wide receiver that will be playing the role of a wide receiver, like guys like Ty Montgomery, Taysom Hill, who spend the majority of his snaps at the wide receiver position. So if Taysom's listed as a quarterback, you know, do the Saints keep an extra wide receiver? Do they go 6? I say no. I say at least 5. I would say 5 because you got Harris. I mean, you got Deontay Harris, Mike Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders. That's 3 right there. And then you got Tre'Quan Smith. I don't think the Saints are going to get rid of Trey. That's 4. And then you would have to haggle whether you throwing guys like, well, Dante Fowler to me, not Dante Fowler, Benny Fowler has the inside edge on everybody else, even though Marquez Callaway looks so good. But the real true 5 should be, bro, they should, you know, delegate Tre'Quan Smith to the practice squad. I know a lot of people that think Sean Payton probably won't do that. But listen, Marquez Callaway and also a guy like Benny Fowler would and should make the active 5-man roster. You should place Tre'Quan Smith on the practice squad with that protection mark on him on the practice squad. You know, you're giving 4 of the 16 spots, and you get 4 protective spots on that 16-man practice squad. And simply, I don't even know if I would protect his ass. I'm just keeping it real. But he really doesn't impress. He looked good in camp, the guy, but he hasn't outperformed Callaway and most certainly Benny Fowler's experience. And the fact that he has a good camaraderie with Drew Brees, the fact that Benny's on the team because Drew wants him here, that's a lot. That says a lot as well. And he's not been a slouch. You know, he's looked good. He's looked pretty good out there. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you for that, Crass. William says, Uncle Paul, he says Peyton has much love, too much love to cut Tre'Quan Smith. I agree. He likes Tre'Quan a lot. He still believes in him. And, you know, I know we don't believe in him that much, but, you know, Sean Payton still loves him. And, you know, if Sean Payton loves you, you can end up like Austin Carr. You can keep the spot. You never know. I'll say so. And look, that's what Crass said. Austin Carr next up. So how about that? He says, Will says, Crass, I think they keep 6. They usually keep 6 in the past. Wide receiver, 6 of them? I don't know. I usually 5. I don't know 6, but we'll see. 95, so let's keep 8 with Austin Carr. Crass says, Carr is still in the roster spot. Uncle Paula says Tre'Quan Smith needs to make a choice and do what he wants to be like either Lee DeRamus or Jerry Rice. Lee DeRamus, good grief. Uncle Paula is a historian. 985 Live says he got a guy in the team who's breaking records on. Sue Fian says Carr is a favorite of Drew Callaway is going to the practice squad. There it is. Paul says, I agree Carr is not worth the roster spot, but he's collecting a check. Grass says, Paul, I think Tre'Quan Smith lacks confidence. I've chalked it up to a poor 3rd-round pick. I agree with that. He does lack confidence, although he's been looking a lot better as of late. But still nowhere near where he's supposed to be teammates of a guy like Mike Thomas, who is the best guy in the wide receiver in the NFL. You're supposed to get something out of playing with a guy like that. I mean, seriously. All right, let's keep it going here. The Collinator says 4 years, 40 guaranteed, incentives up to 45. Okay, I got you. 4 years, 45 million. That's Kamara's contract, I would say, Collinator. Dada, who that to you, Dada? Good to see you, and who that to you, Collinator, as well. Dada says, I've just been listening, just had been texting in the chat. Thank you, Dada. Big ups to your family. Thank you for your support. Brother Torres says, what's happening? Iceman, what's good? He says, so you play Kamara, even though he's hurt, he went out there, put his career in jeopardy, and had to fight to get his money. Peyton should be ashamed. What is he doing? And I asked the question there because I know ain't nobody going to ask. I asked the stuff that people don't want to ask. I asked, why is Sean Payton in that room with them, arguing with Kamara over why he's not at the camp? You know why he's not at the camp. You know because the team initiated contract dispute with him and his agent. Now, as a side effect to that, if the contract goes sideways, the player is probably going to sit down and not go to camp. That's a way to let the team know that I'm serious about my money. I will pull my play back. I won't play for you guys if you don't want to pay me. So that was a move. Kamara did it. He should have just stuck to the truth. Always stick to the truth. Don't be doing all this lying. Don't turn into a little liar. You know, just because everybody practicing lying around, you don't mean you have to be a liar too. But I hate to say it, but it's just like some of these recent moves, man. He turned out to be a little liar. You a little lying ass dude, ain't you? Oh, it's a little liar, man. You don't have to do all that, dude. Just do what you're supposed to do, man. If you're not showing up about the money, trust me, we'll understand. We'll understand. Because me personally, I think he should get the money. I definitely think he should get the money. If you pay Joe Mixon $12 million and 40-something plus mil all together and 12 on the year, and he's outperformed that man, you have no choice. You got to pay him. What you going to do? Trade him for another pick and say, I'm going to make another Kamara? Like you Dame Dash or somebody? Jay-Z said Dame told him, he said, I made you. He said, well, then make another me. You see, he ain't make another one, did he? Stop undervaluing these people. This dude is not a regular. He's not a regular running back. You can put him. This dude can turn into the best. He can turn into your top wide receiver or second or best wide receiver on the team. Averaging over. He had 80 catches last year at the wide receiver position. He tore up Teddy Ginn Jr. stinking ass, who was on the team the entire year, didn't miss no games, and caught 30 passes last year. Him out as a running back, he caught 80 passes. But people going to sit up here and say he ain't worth it. Man, you don't know what the hell you talking about. Alvin Kamara is not just a running back. That dude does it all. He's an all-purpose back. Get it together. And all-purpose backs have a premium. Look at what Christian McCaffrey is. And I don't have to make bones about Christian McCaffrey getting his money. You don't got a soul in the world arguing whether or not Christian McCaffrey needs his money. But I'm on TSC Unleashed with Mozzie this morning, and he's saying, well, Christian McCaffrey represented 90% of his team's offense. And I said, well, I said Alvin Kamara represents 75% of his offense. You say that like that's a negative. No, it's not a negative. I said, bro, listen. The most he can get out of a full circle is 100%. It's 100%. He represents over 70% of it. What the hell, man? There's only 30% left. I mean, so listen. If it's 30, you get what I'm saying? If it's 100% of a pie and he represents over 70% of that pie, that's 30% remaining. So 70 doubled. So it's 70 double. It's doubled. It doubles 30. And then some. So he represents that much of it. And they looking at, so, well, he represents 7. Like, that's a bad thing. Well, think about it. It's only 100% of the offense, man. And you representing 70%. Oh, that justifies him getting severely less money than 90%. Don't blame Alvin Kamara because he's on a good team and McCaffrey's on a sucky, garbage-ass Carolina squad that have to use him and beat him down for them to have any type of success because none of their players are stepping up like they're supposed to. We're not going to hold Alvin Kamara at fault because Carolina stinks, because our team is actually good and we did what we had to do to make the right draft picks and do what we need to do to be winners. And they haven't because they garbage and they rotten and they stink. So you're going to blame Alvin Kamara and say, well, he ain't producing like Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey got to carry the whole goddamn offense because they stink, they're garbage. That's why he's at 90. You think Christian McCaffrey will come here and represent 90% of the Saints offense? Hell no, he wouldn't. Why? Because you got Mike Thomas, you got Jared Cook. You get my point, baby? You get my point, baby? So that's what I'm saying. You miss me with the 90 versus 79 cents. He gets 90 in Carolina because that team is bad. They have to utilize him because nobody else is stepping up. DJ Moore stepped up. He had 80-something catches, 87 catches for the wide receiver. But McCaffrey's the established star there. He has to carry the team because nobody else will. That is not the same for him. And even if you swap players and bring one here, and I don't like playing fantasy like that, but he wouldn't represent 90% in the Saints offense because we're so talented. You know, so let's stop the 90 to 70 debate. That's absolutely ridiculous, man. That man deserves his goddamn money. You don't hear not one soul in the world running around here talking about Christian McCaffrey don't deserve to get paid. He don't get. But when he got his money, everybody was clapping, standing up, clapping like they was in church for Christian McCaffrey. That clapping. You didn't hear Mike Rule get up there and say, you don't need to get this money. Why did you miss practice? You know, get your ass out of here, coach. Mick is so yellow back and spineless, man. You know, like I said, that's my new thing I'm going to use for Coach Payton. I'm going to say he floats around the organization like a poison gas cloud. Like a poison chlorine cloud. Oh, man, here he come again. like a bad sulfur cloud, like a million farts cloud. And he just float. Oh, here come this nasty ass cloud again coming. Oh man, just get out of here. Oh, I just can't. Oh man, coach, come on, bruh. Get a man a break, bruh. All right, let's keep it going here, man. Let's who that to the family members chiming in here. Hit the like button, family. The reason why y'all can't see me, man, we having computer issues. But listen, just because I'm having computer issues don't mean I'm going to miss camp. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know that. I am not going to get an epidermal shot. I'm not going to get the shot. They asked me, say, Q, I know you're going to miss camp. Do you need the shot? I said, I don't need the shot. Okay? I'm gonna just do what I'm supposed to do. I'm gonna show up at the camp. All right? You know what I'm saying? If they don't want to pay my contract, that's all right. I'm going to show up at the camp, all right? You know, I'm just letting y'all know. The agent said, man, Q, listen, don't show up, bro. Miss 3-4 days. I said, nope. I'm not going to miss no time. I'm going to show up at the camp, and I don't need no shot, okay? So I'm just letting y'all know, just to tell y'all, you know what time it is. Who that? All right, let's keep it going here. Brother Paul says Peyton needs to focus on keeping his job on the team. He's not threatened by that at all, man. Crash says, baby, come back. Toby, who that? Toby. He says, Big Q, what up, bro? With all the good buzz that's coming from the Saints camp about our D, can we have a top 5 defense this year? I think so, bro. What would we were last year? 11. I think we're trending in the right direction on defense. I just want Dennis Allen to get a little bit more intelligent with his play calling on 3rd and long situations. You don't blitz in 3rd and 15 or 3rd and 18, stuff like that he was doing last year. Be a little bit more intelligent with his zone versus man coverage calls and stuff like that. And I just want him to be a little bit more colorful and more imaginative and a little bit more exotic in his play calling, because they have a lot of great talent on that team, a lot of intelligence, and unleash those guys and let them play football. And we can get there. I really do think we can be a top 5 unit. Thank you for that, Toby. Appreciate you. And who that? Ramsey, who that to you as well. 985 says, live says, who do you think gets those 4 protected spots on the practice squad? Q. That's a hard one, bro. Marquez Callaway, to me, I don't know if he makes it, man. Because it's a shame. He should make it, and Traquan should be either placed on the practice squad, because I like the name practice squad. And Traquan Smith is one of the guys that need a lot of practice. So hence, Traquan and practice squad go together like milk and cereal. Put your ass on the practice squad because you need practice. But truthfully, it's hard to even put up there if I had to take 4 guys who probably, of the young guys that probably won't make the team, and you want to protect those guys. Oh, man, I don't think Callaway makes the team. I think he should get the practice squad protection. I think, who else we got here? Malcolm Roach. I don't think Malcolm makes it. I think he should be protected. Hopefully, Keith Washington, the second junior, can make it as well. Hopefully, he can make team. The kid played. He got an interception damn near every day in practice. That guy should make the team. He should make the team. We'll see how it is. Hopefully, he does. I like what he represents, how he plays the game, how he thinks. Hopefully, he makes it, but one can never tell. Joe Bessie, I like him to make the active roster. But if not, then he'll be a guy that I pick. So Malcolm Roach, Callaway, Tony Jones Jr., and those guys, and I don't say Jawan Johnson, but probably a guy like LaJordan. Well, I don't know about LaJordan Humphrey either to be that, but so it's kind of tough to say who the 4 protection players should be. You know what I'm saying? It depends on who gets released, but that's my best attempt at it right now, bro. Sooner or later, we'll get to that point where we do that show we talked about, where we'll go after and make our picks to see what 53 guys end up on the squad. Thank you for that question, 985. Who that to you, Kenny Sutton? Good to see you as well. Debo the God in the bit. What up, Debo, man? He says, Kamara is my running back. That's right, family. That's right. Debo says Traquan Smith. Trade Traquan for a 4-pack of Kamara Airheads. Sport Talk 365. Say I'm hearing that Tampa is interested in Fournette. How about that? Leonard Fournette goes from Jacksonville to Tampa Bay. Boy, that was a short drive. He just went south. He went right to Tampa Bay. So how about that? That will not surprise me at all, even though I heard Pittsburgh said they were interested in it. That came off the table. Heard Arizona was interested in him as well. So we'll see. Even Kansas City was interested in him. So we'll see how it shakes at the end. But Fournette, man, in the NFC South, that's just about the gist of it. Thank you, Sport Talk. Crash says, Q, what are the chances Malcolm Roach gets a roster spot? Or at worst, does he get developed on the practice squad? It'd be Malcolm Roach to me is really a long shot to make it, But then again, remember what happened with Shy Tuttle. Shy Tuttle, really, he stuttered. The last year, he didn't look that good early on, and then he just came on late in preseason and all that. But he had those preseason games to show him that he could play in live action. These guys, sad to say, they don't have that. So I don't, even though I like Malcolm Roach, I think he's a guy that you can use on the end or the inside. And I would definitely this is just me. I would definitely release either Marcus Hunt or Mario Edwards Jr. for real. I would release them because that'll give you money back because Mario's making like $2-something million. I don't know what Marcus Hunt making. I don't think he make as much as he does, but I would release one of those guys just for Malcolm Roach because I like what Roach brings. He'll be one of those guys you can develop back there and you can move him. You can play him at inside or outside. And I think he has a lot of tremendous talent. And it'll keep it alive. Like, the Saints were finding undrafted guys. They found guys like Taylor Stallworth, and he made the team as an undrafted. Then Shy Tuttle. This year should be Malcolm Roach. So hopefully we'll see more of him because I ain't heard a goddamn thing from Marcus Hunt. I'm going to keep it real for me. They need to send the hunters out to see if they can locate where Marcus is because he is missing MIA game in big time. So is Mario Edwards. But Mario, I heard, flashed on some stuff, but Marcus Hunt is MIA. Need to send the hunters out to find his game ASAP. He missing. That's why I say Malcolm Roach would be a better fit in my opinion. Thank you for that, bro. Appreciate that. All right, let's keep it going. Brother Tory, who that to you? Debo says Fournette has an attitude problem. He isn't versatile like Kamara. Well, guess what? Guess who also has a attitude problem that sits on the team as a head coach / offensive coordinator in the poison gas cloud? Debo said 80% of our offense is Kamara. There we go. All right, appreciate that, bro. See, I said 70% to be conservative. I usually dial it back. That's how my mind is. But some people have said more than they said 75% and up, but I just dialed it back to 70%. And people would say, well, McCaffrey is 90%. And I would say, yeah, that sounds right because they didn't have anybody producing like they supposed to. They had to get DJ Moore. He got hurt, and and whatnot. And they were totally relying on McCaffrey. That's why I skewed 90%. Now, they ain't taking nothing away from his production. But if you want to talk percentages, that's how the percentages came online. And that's how I had to break it down and let people know. And that's what I told Mozzie this morning. I'm like, that's how he gets to 16 million. I said, no, he ain't supposed to get to 16 million. Then we all let him make it with it. But when Kamara wanted, he got his coach in there arguing with him about why he missing camp. Well, you should already know you, the man trying to get his bread. Get your ass out of there. All right, let's keep it going. Thank you, Debo. He says they're paying him 16 million next year. That's right. They're paying Christian McCaffrey $16 million right now. $15 million is what annually is what they're paying Zeke Elliott, and then third Kamara is making like $964,000, and that's just his numbers put him up there between 12 to 15. I don't think he gets 16, but I would say the Saints offered a deal according to Twitter. There's some of the reporters inside the city offered a deal similar to what Cincinnati gave to Joe Mixon, and he rebuffed it. And he should have rebuffed that because his numbers are better than Mixon. He's better than Mixon in the S4 is that he's more talented than Mixon. So he should have rebuffed that. And I'm saying maybe 13 and a half would be fair for both sides and middle and ground. And they're saying they're proactively making it done. So we should get something done. A contract should be done between them and Kamara before the first game, before camp ends. That's the indications are, and that's a good timeline. They need to make it happen. All right, let's keep going. Debo said 3rd round pick with 3 straight Pro Bowls, 17 rushing touchdowns in the season. He deserves every penny. Sean Payton and that fussing at him. Sufyan says, I believe the only undrafted free agents on the roster will be Roach. He can play inside and outside. Thank you, Sufyan. Appreciate that comment. Debo says 81 to be specific. Alvin Kamara is a top 5 running back. He can do what McCaffrey does almost on the same level of use. I say the same level or even better than McCaffrey. Remember, the only reason why his numbers took a step back is because of his injuries this year. If he was healthy this year and he was mixed in like he was supposed to do to mix that production between him and Latavius Murray, and possibly Dwayne Washington, who was the 3 active running backs on the roster last year, he could have extended his stay throughout the entire season, where you could have seen his numbers explode, being that he was playing in a more prolific and better offense. You could have seen his numbers be as comparable to that of Christian McCaffrey's numbers. Ultimately, he had hurt, and when he came back, he was a shell of himself because he was still hurt. And even though he was telling us he was 95 and 90, he was lying. And then the Kamara in a heartbeat. You're absolutely right. They said they had several teams call the Saints when they asked them about their first-round draft pick. A bunch of people were inquiring about him. Drew goddamn Brees said 70% of a top 5 offense. Check that. Straight up. That don't deserve no more than $10 million. People really could say some silly stuff. You know that? That's why I'm constantly standing up here, always busting that shit to hell, man, because people say the silliest things, man, and then it's almost like it's bathroom talk or some kind of, they talk about it, living room talk. Listen, don't have living room talk with me and we be out on the talk show with thousands of people, hundreds of people listening to the show and critiquing your word. Don't have living room talk with somebody and you say something that's opinion centric, and then it comes back to like, well, let's challenge that. We draw percentages and all that. Expect that to be challenged because those people will kind of acquiesce or compare that to their knowledge base. And then if the smartest of us would then go and look it up, or most of us that's so in tune with our knowledge base and the sport information will do a quick check that's instantaneous, like in their head. They'll hear it and say, that's right. And that's on point. That's on point. That's facts. That's facts. And you don't need no checking on that because when you hear it, you say, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. That's facts. We don't need to look in the book or hit the website or whatever to know that because we on point with it. You on point with it. You know what time it is. So, just challenging this stuff, man, it's a part of it, man. It just makes me think. When I hear stuff, like, man, I don't know about that one. Debo says, thank you for that, Debo. Appreciate the comment, bro. You too, Drew. Drew goddamn Breeze. Lee Wood says Alvin needs Luca Brasi to negotiate the money. That'll keep Peyton away. Sufire says since we're not going to sign any defensive free agents, Roach is going to make the team. I hope so, bro. Derek Allison, who that to you, D? Good to see my dog Derek Allison in the building. Much love to my boy DA in the building. DLP 2600s. He said, preach Big Q. Thank you, DLP. Iceman says, I'm tired of seeing Sean playing military mind games. He definitely read the Art of War games with these players. That's why I'm saying I know Peyton read the Art of War, man. He read the Art of War. I've read the Art of War several times, and I'm telling you that man read the Art of War, bro. He read the Art of War, because it's like some of these little manipulations he throws on the team, man. I'm telling you, I just, let's keep going. It says, I also think that it's discovering that there have been multiple players that have said Peyton played them hurt. I keep playing the people. I played the interviews. I keep cross-referencing. Luca Brasi sleeps with the fishes. LOL. Ernest. Debo says 90% offense isn't a good thing. That means you didn't have any other options. I know, bro. People said 90. Oh, he important. Nah, bro. That's not what that mean, bro. That mean they had nobody else but you. That's why they ran you like a rented mule. That's pretty much what it was. All right. Thank you for that, bro. But see, when you analyze the numbers, man, it makes the sense. That's why we do it. Tragic says, Tragic 504 says, I'm calling it. Granderson will have more sacks than Davenport and be the pure weak side pass rusher the team been lacking. All right. Okay. I hope so. Troy Thompson, what's up? What's up, fam? Troy says, pay the man. Debo says, if McCaffrey is the best dual running back, Kamara is the second best. He up there, bro, and the only reason why they putting him underneath Kamara is because he had that last year that was that injured year. But if he was healthy, I'm telling you, he would have been up there or past him because they were running neck and neck. They came in the league at the same time. They were running neck and neck with statistics up until last year. And when he got hurt and turned in that year, that's when McCaffrey pushed past him. Remember, even the last game of the season, they were giving McCaffrey carries because he was trying to break some record or something. Remember that? They were force feeding McCaffrey. So, I mean, that's what you got to do when you got a shitty team. You got a really good player on the shitty team. Debo says, he says, Crash says, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you, Crash. Hit the like button, family. Please feel free to smash upon the like button. We are dealing with some internet issues, but I appreciate you guys hanging around for some good Saint talk. I'm going to be with you guys about another 15 minutes. I got to then kind of move away. I got a boxing show we got to do. We got Ring King Boxing that we'll be doing tonight on Ring King Boxing World Channel. If you're interested, then you can join me and my co-host Too Mean Eddie, former professional boxer Eddie Tumeen Johnson, will be breaking down the latest fight news on Ring King Boxing, just to let you know. All right, let's keep going. Debo says, what 3 Pro Bowl running backs has the Saints ever had, and they're having contract problems? LOL. Paul says, Miss Gail need to take one of them hands-on mentality with this team. I hope she'll is another John Meekum. I don't think she'll get involved with that. She trusts her people at the top, and I think it was set up that way. But Tom Benson did take her underneath his wing. He knew he was really sick, and he used to take her to the player meetings, getting her acclimated to what it takes to be an owner. You know, he schooled her, taught her the best, set up several businesses. Before he passed away, he had the beer brewery business that he bought because he was tired of buying expensive beer. So what he did, he bought his own brewery and made his own beer to sell at the games. You know? What else you going to do with all that money you don't pay taxes with? What you going to do with it? Buy a brewery. Big Q beer. How about that? Buy my beer, Big Q beer. That's the new beer coming out. It's called Big Q beer. You know what I'm saying? You can buy this for all the Who-Dats. You can't drink it if you're a Falcons fan. You won't like the taste because it's only for winners that like to taste the Big Q beer. That's coming out. That's what happened when you follow behind the steps of the late great Tom Benson. You start thinking about creating a beer company. All right, Crash says, Q, do you think they're bringing another veteran corner for depth purposes? I don't think so, bro. I think who we got is who we're going to stay with. Unless injuries occur, I wouldn't see that going to be anything. Sufine says Peyton has nothing to do with AK not played. Poll prediction, Tragic 504 says, Iceman said, hate to say it, but we've not making the Super Bowl. He said, hate to say it, but we're not making Super Bowl moves. Kenny Sutton says, we better not get rid of Kamara for just one first-round draft pick. I don't think he goes anywhere. Drew Goddamn Bree says Traquan might catch an injury if we trade him. LOL. Sad Scott, who that to you, Scott? Good to see you. He said, what up, Big Q? When the fantasy draft, I haven't lost a fantasy in 6 years. Now he says, how I get in? I'm coming for all that smoke. We're talking big stuff, Sad Scott. All right, bro. I'm gonna put a link in there, man, momentarily. That'll let the family members know as well. To let the family members know that the TSC, the Sports Coma Fantasy League is starting, and it's a 20-team fantasy league. It's pretty rough. It's not for the faint of heart. I tell you what, baby, that's the bottom line. So I'm gonna play. We got about 7 or 8 spots remaining, man. The draft is this Saturday. The draft at 1:00. So you got several spots. It's first come, first serve basis only. So if you're interested in that, you might want to hop in the Sports Coma Fantasy League. The winner gets $100. There's no runner-up money this year. Last year was like $50, but it's only champion paper this year. So the link is in the chat for those who are good at Fantasy League. All the information is there. Just sign up. Remember, there are a handful of spots remaining. So first come, first serve to get in the Fantasy League. You better hurry up if you're going to get in there. All right, let's keep it going, family, and keep it moving. All right, we're going to keep on going. Javier, who that to you, Javier? Good to see you in the chat as well. Big ups to you. 985 says, I say Roach Cal. 985 Law says, I say Roach Callaway, the kicker, punter, Keith Washington, and my picks for those spots, Q. Thank you, 985 Live, for that. Thank you, brother. All right. Paul says, yeah, Q, what has Mario Edwards has done for this team? He hasn't done too much, to be honest with you. Brother Jerry, who that to you, Brother Jerry? Good to see you in the chat as well. He said, no, Kamara was not going to get traded. No, I agree with you. Javier says, Saints Gus need to win the Super Bowl this year. They blew the roster up. Thank you, Javier. I think they're going to win it. Abraham, who that to Abraham? My dog Abraham out in Sacramento, chilling. All right, big ups to you, Abe. Paul says, Gail is a sheep at the wheel of this team. Kamara contract mess don't look good around the league. Now, it don't set a good precedent when you got to hold out and you represent 70-something% of your team. Not a good look. Crass says Kamara, Murray, and Ty Montgomery. Bucks will have their hands full. Absolutely. Adrian, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat as well. Welcome in. Brother Dada say they shot AK. He said that shot AK got makes me wonder about his back just a little bit. Yeah, I asked those questions on the show yesterday, bro. I asked the questions that nobody want to ask. I asked the questions, why is Alvin Kamara getting shots in his back? And the second question is, why did Alvin Kamara not get a shot in his back from the team? Why did Alvin Kamara go to his doctor to get a shot in his back? Why is he paying out of pocket for something that he could have got free from the team? You see what I'm saying? And then he said, oh, I wasn't holding out because of the money. I was getting shots in my back. But it was unexcused. It was tied to the fact, because if it was a medical issue, it would have been excused. But unexcused means you do not have the permission to be away from here if you want to be a member of the New Orleans Saints team. That's written in the language of his contract that he signed off on with 3 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever. So the question I was asking is, why I'm full of questions. Why was Alvin Kamara away from the team getting shots in his back? Why did they tell the reporter that they were at practice all the time and not missed any days? These were the questions. Why is Kamara getting shots in his back and not going to the teams for the shots? And perhaps that's what Peyton was tearing him up for. Just to kind of, get Peyton back for a second. Maybe to prop up Peyton is because he was upset that Kamara was getting shots in his back without telling the team doctors. But if you Alvin Kamara, wouldn't it benefit you not to say that? To say that you was getting shots from your doctor as opposed to the team's doctor, and just merely said that I was away because I was holding out? You had the perfect alibi. Why would you then say, oh, no. I wasn't holding out for the money. I was getting shots in my back. I was unexcused, and the team still hit him with a $200,000 fine. Who Sean Payton wanted to not verified. I wouldn't tell you if I did do it. As he told Amy Just was just, whatever, because she used to him talking nastily. But imagine if you would have told me that. Well, keep your shit then, motherfucker. I mean, come on, man. Come on. You can't have nobody talking to you look crazy like that, man. I wouldn't tell you if I did. Man, what's wrong with you, man? Why are you talking like that? Don't you already know we know that you did? Don't you know we already know how much the fine was? Don't you already know that you got your building leaking like a sieve? You don't think you got people in that building that's leaking that information to them reporters and they paying them for it? Man, that's how this go. You think people giving Adam Schefter stuff because they like him? No, information, man. This is an information world, man. They traffic and sell your information all the time. They even sell your debt. You can't take your debt and say, listen, I got $50,000 worth of debt. Let me go over here to the debt company and hey, you want to buy my debt? Listen, you buy my debt right here. You give me $25,000 for this debt here. Now, you can't sell your own debt, but they can sell your debt. And even though when they sell your debt, and when your debt get bought by the second company, not the first company you originally had the debt with, the second company buy it, they call you, say, listen, I'm calling to collect on this debt. And then you know what you should tell them? I don't owe you. You bought the debt from company A. That means I don't owe you. I don't owe any more money no more. You paid my debt for me. But see, that's a sucker's game that they play. And this is a sucker's game that they're doing here with this football team, with this nonsense. They know that's not a waterproof building over there insofar as what I'm saying in terms of information. Information leaks out. That's how Rappaport, that's how Schefter, that's how all these insider, these reporter NBA people get their information, because they exchange money for information. That's how TMZ is large. They pay for pictures. They pay for tapes. They pay for things. That's how this goes. So she knew already how much the fine was, knew that they fined him. Not only did she know that they fined him, but she knew the exact amount of money that they fined him. She put it in her article and then said and put in there what he said to her during the interview in her article. But it is what it is. Let's keep it moving, man. But that's the questions I would ask. But if Peyton would be mad, that's what he would be mad at. Is why would you then be getting shots in your back, Alvin? Why would you not tell us about injuries? And you know what Alvin would have told him? Well, hell, coach, the reason why I didn't tell your ass about it is because if I would have told you, you would have still ran me and told me y'all don't need no shots. Well, I wouldn't have done you like that. You did that to me last year when I told you I was hurt and I was dragging my leg out there looking terrible and people calling me a zombie. And then I'm up here lying for you on the stage telling them I'm 90 and 95%. I did that for you last year. Yeah, I forgot about that. But see, that's what I'm saying, man. Open your eyes up and your ears up and your mind up and listen to what I'm saying. None of this smells right. None of this. You had the perfect alibi because you were in negotiations with the team for a contract extension. It is a very known thing that players hold out all the time if they don't like the contract or the offer that was made as a leverage technique to force the team to say, oh, we need this guy, so we're gonna hold him. We need him in there. You know, that's a common thing. So you could have just kept that, Alvin. You didn't have to tell him I went to go get a shot in my back. That's a whole nother kettle of fish. A whole nother kettle of fish. Meaning that you was hurt and you ain't tell the team. That's a big deal, man. Let me tell you what. Especially if you getting shots in your back from another doctor and you ain't tell that to the medical staff there. And he probably had justifiable reason. You don't trust them. They shit it. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Superstar Louisiana boy, good to see you in the chat as well. Who that to your family? He says 48 Laws of Power and Art of War is a trip, man. Yep. I had the 48 Laws of Power. I don't know what I did with that book. I think I still have the Art of War in there. And the 48 Laws of Power pissed me off when I read it. It reads like a manual that the devil wrote. I'm just gonna keep it real. It's almost like the Screw Tape letters. And I don't know if you guys ever read that before. Check the Screw Tape letters out. I know you probably heard it's a very old book. Also, another book you can read is a book written by Andrew Carnegie a long time ago. It was, what was it called? It was a book where a man had a conversation with the devil. I forgot what it was called, the Confessions or something like that. But it's Carnegie's book about it says something with devil. I forgot the name of it. But check that one out and see how the forces think and how they really go. And that's how a lot of this is done. A lot of these manipulation techniques is based upon this information that's been out there for centuries. But I had all that. I think I lost that 48 Laws of Power book in the flood. I think that I've lost many books in the flood. It's a damn shame, man. Oh, man, I got a hatred for the water, man. Taking all my stuff. All right, let's keep going, fam. Let me keep on running down here. Dada says that shot AK guy makes him wonder about his back just a little bit. Thank you for that. Sufine says we're going to waste spots on Chickalos and Hunts and leaving talents to develop. That's a great point there. Great point. Great point, Sufine, about Chickalo and Hunt. Even though Chickalo returned, Chickalo and Hunt haven't done a damn thing. I'm just going to keep it real with you. You're right. You're absolutely right. Those should be practice squad players, if anything. Put their asses on the practice squad to keep it real with you, but they probably won't. Crash says Chickalo, he said Chick-fil-A could be a cut on Saturday. He missed tons of practice. And he should. He should be a practice squad guy. He can't contribute. He don't know enough of the system, you know. He don't know. Who knows what was going on with him during that time. Drew Goddamn Bree says 48 Laws of Power, Auto War. Okay, I read that one. Superstar Louisiana, what's good? Who that family? Thank you. Good to see you in the chat. And the rest of the family members as well. Paul says, okay, sitting out pleasantries. Drew Goddamn Bree says, what happened if Taysom Hill won the Offensive Player of the Year? Would Sean Payton and what he said, would Sean Payton man his contract out? Would he man his contract out? I don't understand what you're saying, Drew. Re-question that for me, bro. Ramsey says, hey, Q, I hear that all that Jordan Humphrey has been doing is very well in camp. Is that true? He's doing pretty good, bro. You don't hear about him all the time, but he do flash. And that's LaJordan Humphrey. I keep saying LaJordan Humphrey's solid, man. He's solid, not spectacular. He catches the ball. He's good at using his stiff arm. He's irky jerky, meaning like he's a good yardage after the catch type of receiver. You throw LaJordan Humphrey the ball, it usually takes more than one man to bring him down because he catches the ball, back steps, move forward, and uses. I mean, he got a really good method at that. And I like his confidence, and I like his mentality. Real intelligent, big physical wide receiver. He should make a team, man. Seriously, he's not a speed guy or whatever, but he's a solid wide receiver, man. He's a solid dude. All right, thank you for that question there, Ramsey. Appreciate y'all. Who that took? I see your brother Kevin in the building as well. Who that to you? Drew says, what's the link to the league? Okay, that's the chat right there. That's the link right there. It's in the chat for those interested in the fantasy league. Uncle Paulie says, hey, Big Q, are you giving away games and PlayStations this year? I don't think so. Not this year, brother Paulie. Not this year. I'll let you know if it changes or whatnot. Like we did, we had the PlayStation giveaways last year. That was pretty smooth. That was pretty cool. We did that, giving away 985, and a few other brothers and sisters got there as well. So big ups to the family members for that as well, for participating in that. I'm not too certain about that, but if not right now, as of right now, not right now, but I will let you know if that changes. Thank you for that. All right, Jim Kev says you got to be careful because you don't want to be accused of wild accusations. I know that suckers are telling me, man, guy making wild accusations. Oh, wild accusation. I was like, wild accusations. My man, you can go Google this. They got the insiders. They got the reports on it. Reputable sources, as you want to talk about reputable sources, they were all available. They're saying this stuff. I'm just interpreting what they're saying and then meshing it together and then putting it out in my way. This is my way of interpreting it. And then I'm telling the family, say, yeah, that's true. But then they know about the injuries. They knew about Kamara's injuries. They knew about the Cam Jordan injuries. They knew about Michael Thomas busting hands. They know about all that. They know about. Only thing I did was just connect the dots. That's what I do. I connect the dots. That's what I'm good at. I connect the dots. And that's when the guy, wild accusations indeed. That was funny. Who that nation? Who that to you? He says, I don't know. This is a long shot, but we wish we could get Delvin Cook if Kamara goes. Yeah, that is a long shot, bro. I think we're going to get Kamara. They're going to get him under contract. Adam A.B. Burke says 20-team league. Most I've ever did was 15. I'm very interested because 20 teams, you better draft smart. I know, Adam. Listen, I played it last year. The first time I did a 20-team league I played last year. It's tough. So it's for the real of the real. If you're good enough to beat somebody in a 20-team fantasy league, it's tough because you got to be looking out for players. Guys get hurt. You got to be working at waiver wire. You got to be working at trade route. See if you can get the right player. You know what I'm saying? To get your team and keep your team competitive. All that's in play right there, man. So, it's fun. Kevin says, what? He says, why lie about knees and ankles and backs, Q? I don't know, bro. I don't know why. He had the perfect alibi to lie it in. But about, I didn't take no shot. I was holding out for the money. He had it and didn't use it and used an excuse that was worse than it just don't make no sense, man. He just got I don't know. I don't know about that dude, man. He be lying, bro. He be lying. All right, Kenny said, I think Alvin went to the doctor so they wouldn't know that he was hurt during contract talks. Yeah, how about that? Paul, says, Kamara's covering up a back injury for real. He needs to stay out of them Atlanta. But if he was covering up the back issue and he didn't want him to know, why did he come out and tell him? Why? If he was listen, you see what I'm saying? None of that makes no sense because that's a good thing to say, Q, I think he was doing that to hide the fact that he was hurt so it won't skew his money. But if that was the case and you did all of that, why would you then come onto the scene and it revealed that you revealing the thing that you're trying to hide? I did the doctor thing so they didn't know, but then you come out and tell them so they would. Why your contract ain't done yet, fam? So I'm gonna leave it alone, fam. I'm gonna leave it alone. But y'all see what I'm saying, man. I just connect the dots. Tragic 504 says maybe he don't want the team to see a Ranger 2.3 turbo not quite hold up to the VA 225-pound running back. Here you go. Kevin says Peyton is out of control. God bless the family. Q. Thank you, JT. Appreciate you. God bless you too, my friend. Thank you. Abraham said, I know that's right, Big Q. Bro. Who that nation says Peyton has been cussing us out, causing us problems. Y'all just now realizing it, though. I honestly think he the reason Ingram gone. A lot of problems. Thank you for saying that, Who that nation. Thank you for saying that. All right. Uncle Paul says, JT have a great Labor Day as well. Adam said, great questions. Thank you, bro. Kevin says, a dysfunctional marriage. Dysfunctional. Brother Tyrone, who that to you? Brother Tyrone's in the building. Tyrone Jones. He said, who that family? Love y'all. Guys, great show. Big Q. Thank you, Tyrone. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for that. Who that nation said, Peyton has failed us year after year, and I'm tired of it, man. He's been holding on to that one damn ring for 10. Don't Who that nation sound like a certain guy that likes to connect dots and yell and present stuff. Who that nation, man? Welcome to the fam, man. Man, he says we could have had 4 Super Bowl if we could take the family members in this stream, man, and just go out and just tell all of Who that nation and wake them up. We would put pressure on them to win these games. That's how the rest of the people in big cities do it. Whether you're a big or small city, if you hold people accountable, hold them accountable, hold the politicians accountable, hold the sports figures accountable. You see what I'm saying? If they're going to get your support and your money, they got, hold them accountable. Hold them all accountable because Most High know they hold you accountable. You have to be held accountable. You're the first person they look to if something messed up. You have all these polluting companies around here, these Exxons and all these other people lined up along the Mississippi. And the between New Orleans and Baton Rouge is called Cancer Alley. What's the common trait? Nothing but chemical companies all along up in there. All along the river. And people that know that stay alone, that know that's called Cancer Alley. Why? Take a wild guess. But they'll be the first ones to sign something that says that we gonna stop polluting, and then they pass it on to you. They're the largest ones doing it, but they're gonna pass it on to you to say that you do it, and then they'll get a part of it because they get exempted, but you have to pay for it all. See, that's the sucker, you know what, that I'm talking about. So we got to hold people accountable, man. That's the only way the world gonna get better. We got to hold people accountable, and that includes your sports team. That should be the life mantra: is hold people accountable. You know, and there's only one way to wrangle a titan or a mini titan, is by holding them accountable and making them understand that you ain't nothing without the fan base, and and we get you together sooner or later. And he been out of control. How he been talking to fans? Look how he talked to the reporter. If I did know, I wouldn't tell you. Why would you say that? What was the purpose of saying that kind of stuff? What if I got on the show here and somebody asked me a question, and I told him, if I did know, I wouldn't tell you? What was like, Q, what's wrong with you? You all right, bro? What's going on? You been listening to Sean Payton a little too much, huh? Yeah, you know, that was just out of line. You didn't. She's there to ask questions. You're a football coach. It's not like you holding secrets to how the world was created. You know, it's not like you holding some great mystery secrets that you don't want nobody to know about. You're a football coach, and she knows she just wants you to give you an opportunity to attest to it. Thank you, Kevin, for the super chat. Thank you, brother. All right, let's keep it going here, family. Let's keep it moving. Yeah, I ain't like how he talked to that reporter. See what I'm saying? I played that today. If I did know, I wouldn't tell you. What? Man, you okay. Listen, that's why I lost my press badge right there. See that kind of stuff right there? That's uncalled for and that's disrespectful. You didn't have to do that. You could have merely said, well, I don't want to answer that question. And that's fine. You didn't have to act and get nasty with the lady like that. That was uncalled for. Sad Scott said, what's the news on Emmanuel Butler? Emmanuel Butler's been okay, bro. Nothing fantastic. He flashed in a few practice, but pretty much Emmanuel's just been what he's been, you know, just behind the scenes. He's had a pretty decent camp, but guys at his positions had better camp. Marquez Callaway's had a better camp. Benny Fowler's had a better camp. LaJordan Humphreys had a better camp. And to a degree, Austin Carr and him is having a similar camp. So, I mean, he's not stepping out or blowing up or making his presence felt like he did in last year's preseason or camp, so to speak. Thank you for the question, Sad Scott. But let me tell you something, Sad Scott. If I did know, I wouldn't tell you. John Thompson. See how that is? Just doesn't make no sense. John Thompson, which tight end gets cut? Will Josh Hill or Tommy Stevens make the cut? Well, John, let me tell you this. If I did know, I wouldn't tell you. Uncle Paulie said, hey, Big Q, will Morstead stay put on Gilligan's? Uncle Paulie, if I did know, I wouldn't tell you. You know, see how juvenile that is? I don't have to do that. Just going back. I'm just kidding with you, fellas. Having a bit of fun with you. John Thompson's, he says, which tight end gets cut, Josh Hill or Tommy Stevens? I don't think Josh Hill gets cut. I think Josh Hill is that transition tight end behind. He's the bridge between an experienced Pro Bowl Jared Cook and a young, promising, untested Adam Troutman. I think Josh Hill is pivotal there. If I'm forced to make a decision between Hill or Tommy Stevens, I would go with Tommy Stevens being cut, even though if they do put him on the practice squad, they could put a protection on him so that nobody grab him away if they feel like he's not ready and they can use their spot for something else. So I would go with Josh Hill in that scenario. Thank you, John. Appreciate you. Brother Paul says, hey, Big Q, will Morstead stay put or Gilligan get him off the island? No, I say Morstead will still be there, although I do think that Gilligan makes the practice squad. I think they keep Gilligan. He has a future here with the Saints. I'm telling you, they like that kid a lot. Dada said, hit the button. Roy Carpenter, who that? What's up, Roy? Good to see you, fam. Sport Talk says, Bucks just signed Fournette. How about that? The Bucks just signed Leonard Fournette. So guess who's swinging for the fences? Who's swinging for the fences? Who's swinging for the fences? Okay. Let me pull that up here. Thank you, Sport Talk, for that, man. All right, hold on. Let me see if I can pull that up. Okay, that's coming from Adam Schefter. That's Shefty. Thank you for that, Sport Talk. Let me put it up. I'm going to put it up on the screen here. This is Shefty. Letting it be known. Hold on here. Let me put it up there. Well, that doesn't surprise me at all. I knew that they was going to get it. That's what I was talking about, Super Bowl moves. When I talk to y'all about stuff like that, that's what I mention of. There it is. Adam Schefter says it's an agreement in principle on a 1-year deal. There it is. An agreement in principle on a 1-year deal between Leonard Fournette and the Buccaneers per source. He says he's signing with the Buccaneers per source. So a 1-year deal, he was going to get 14.7. The Bucs are swinging for the fence. They're swinging for the fence, meaning they're going for the hit. They're going for the knockout. They're going for they're swinging for the grand slam. They ain't trying to hit a home run. They're trying to grand slam that thing. You see what I'm saying? You got rivals, and this is why I was going to say, Q, we can't worry about all that. Are you kidding me? You can't worry about, anyway. Minnesota, your rival gets Yannick Ngakoue to replace Everson Griffin. Dallas, your rival going west, gets Everson Griffin for a meager $16 million. You had opportunity to land both those players. You could have gave up a second-round pick. Hell, you'll probably trade the second-round pick in next year's draft. You don't need all those picks. Buccaneers, who you have to play on September the 12th, they have Tom Brady. They have Shady McCoy. Now they have Leonard Fournette, Gronkowski. He came right to the NFC South. That was my fear, that I didn't want to see him. I would rather see him with the Carolina Panthers or even Atlanta to a degree, but to see him with Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is going all the way out, and this is what Super Bowl or bust teams do. They go all the way out and get name brand players who represent name brand results. Not players from Canada who you got to go and look at the report to remember their name. So it's official. Leonard Fournette. This is Adam Schefter. Receipts, fam. He's a part of the team. He's a part of Tampa Bay. This is what Super Bowl moves look like for those. So I kept asking, is these Super Bowl moves? Is signing Wynton McManus is a Super Bowl move. Is signing Kamon Hall or Anthony Lanier II or T.J. Walker or whatever. Are these guys Super Bowl moves? Well, getting rid of Nigel Bradham, was that a Super Bowl move? Tampa Bay got Leonard Fournette. This is what I was talking about, what Super Bowl moves look like when people are serious about winning the Super Bowl and they operate with an air desperation. They get big people. This happened 4 minutes ago. Thank you, Sport Talk, for that, bro. Thank you. Well, it's official, man. Leonard Fournette is a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So how about that? You will have to see him twice a year. And they'll be handing him the ball with Tom Brady and Gronkowski there. And you add him with Evans and Goodwin and a three-headed tight end monster of Gronkowski, Cameron Brayton, O.J. Howard. A rebuilt offensive line, which has some potential. Defensively, they have a lot of key pieces there as well. Tampa Bay is swinging for the fences. The Super Bowl is in Tampa this year. They are swinging for the fences, and they know they aren't playing any games. They are coming at New Orleans and say, we're going to hit you with everything we got. And the Saints arrogantly standing up there with their fists on their hips saying, we got this. This is our hill. While the Buccaneers sit behind them and say, man, they overconfident. They got slow and sloppy. Now it's our time to take the division back. We got all the talent. Let's see what we can do. Okay. We'll see, family. This is good news for Leonard. Congratulations with Leonard, but I did not want to see Leonard Fournette in the NFC South, especially not with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But I got to give Buccaneers credit. They are swinging for the fences. I got to give them that, man. I got to give them that. Leonard Fournette, it will be rejuvenated in that offensive attack. It'll be interesting. This adds another veneer to week number 1. Just amazing, man. Simply amazing. So we're going to do it, family. But just to let you know, man, I'm going to check out on you, family. I ran the close of what we got to do here. And we here to get it going here. And I feel like, man, that was really kicked me in the tail. That was a big kick me in the tail moment right there. That kicked the hell out of me right there. That let the air out of me. I ain't gonna lie, family. That one let the air out of me. Like when we found out Everson Griffin got signed by the Dallas Cowboys. That was pretty bad. Yeah, that was pretty rotten. But anyway, I'm gonna give a shout out to the family members. I have to jump on another podcast. I would finish this one off, but I'll be back to cover more of this tomorrow, family, to keep it real with you, man. So sorry, man, about this. Almost like it turned into a funeral right quick once we got that. See Leonard Fournette in Tampa Bay red. Are you kidding me? All right. Well, anyway, man, it'll be all right though, family. We can stop them. If anything, with Leonard Fournette move, the defense, our interior defensive line can deal with Leonard Fournette, so I'm not worrying about that. It's just, it's just fun having him on the team, being that he would have been a local product. It'd have been like a Dalton Hilliard move to have him playing on the Saints team. Dalton's a guy from the area. He played for LSU, went to the pros, ended up on the Saints. It would have been like that. That'd been a really cool move of mine. A lot. But listen, having to play against Leonard Fournette, the interior defensive line for the Saints, I think we'll be fine. Don't worry about it, family. I think we'll be fine. So don't worry about it. It's okay. Cheech Trove saying, y'all calm down. GM Kev going off. GM Kev always going off. So Cheech Trove, that's you got to understand. These people, we want a championship, man. But I'm just telling y'all, man, Marvin, who that to you? Good to see you in the chat, fam. Everybody, man, it's all gravy. It's all good in the hood. We're going to take care of business. Sean Payton going to step up. He going to do what he's supposed to do. Okay, we're going to keep it positive. But once again, man, thank y'all for joining me tonight on the show, man. I'm going to run my commercials right quick with the family members before I leave. Just to let the family members know. Feel free to support the stores. We have 2 virtual stores. The link's in the description section below at the merch section. Please feel free to go there and check them out. New shirts include Don't Burn the Beans in all colors, men, women, and children, available in coffee mugs and all kind of stuff, man. All kind of stuff. Also, Living That Who Dat Life. That's a new really good one that's available. The mantra of the show should be, or the season should be, take it personal. That's what it should be. Take it personal. And that shirt is seen right here as the lady is also holding the Don't Burn the Beans coffee mug. Oh, man, it's funny, man. It's so funny. Also, to let the family members know about Pro Radio, you can listen to all of our shows in audio format at Pro Radio. The link is in the description section below as well. And also, if you believe in the platform and like what we're doing and want to help us out, please feel free to go to patreon.com/the PRO Media Network and donate. And there are certain little perks too. You get access to 2 unlocked shows, On Cue with Big Q and TSC Q&A for our Patreon and YouTube members. Those shows are available as well on patreon.com. So appreciate that. And we'll go to our sponsor. If you want to get a mask, go to getlifemask.com. Our show sponsor, getlifemask.com. 3 masks. They have a lot of other masks, but these are 3 premier masks they sell. LSU, Saints, Pelicans. You can get those masks. Remember, they have a special filter that is inside of the pocket behind the mask, which has a very good filter that lasts 3 months, which will have actually filter the air that you breathe as opposed to act just as a face covering. So if you want to get the mask that really will filter the air for you, and that filter lasts for about 3 months, go to getlifemask.com and use the code SPORTSCOMA to get a 10% break. And also for the family members out there that know about the Sports Coma Fantasy League, that's right, we in full effect. The link is in the chat, family. The link is in the chat, family. The link is in the chat. So you can feel free to hit that link and go there and join the Fantasy League. Listen, there are less than 7 spots remaining. It's already Wednesday. The draft is for Saturday. If you want to get in there, remember, it's first come, first serve. That's the link now. Do not procrastinate. Get in the Sports Coma Fantasy League. The winner wins $100. So check that out as well as we move into our final. Also, let the family members know I appreciate y'all for joining in today's show. I had fun as usual with the family members. Please feel free to hit the like button. Please share the links wherever you socialize. Take the links with you and share them with you. As I will return with tomorrow is Thursday. We'll return tomorrow Thursday with some more Saints talk, as well as we continue to break down New Orleans Saints with news, notes, interviews, and our passionate take and as well. So thank all the family members for joining in. Much love to all the family members. Debo, Dada, Kevin, Jerry, Marvin, Tyra, good to see you. Trail, what up, Trail? JT, Adrian, Tori, Sheets, Trove, John, Uncle Paulie, Molly Mall, good to see you in there as well, family. As well, good to see you. As well as all other beautiful Black and Gold family members. Venom Rage, I see you, family. I see you. Inevitable, I see you in there as well. Inevitable. Who else we got? Tragic 504. James, I see you, James. James Van Court in the building as well. Philanthrodocs, good to see you. Who that to you as well. And all of the beautiful family members joining the live stream on this one. GM Kev, appreciate you. Roy Carpenter, Sports Talk 365. Ramsey Ward, Superstar, Louisiana Boy, Who That Nation. All the family members, man. Big ups to all of you guys. Thank y'all for y'all support. Abraham, I see your family. Tyrone Jones as well. All of the guys in the building, and usually appreciate the talents of all y'all. Sufayan out in Paris, Lee Wood in the Philippines, and all our family members joining us far and wide. Thank you. Drew Goddamn Breeze, I see your family as well. Thank y'all for joining us on the show. Kenny Sutton as well. I will see you guys later. Who that?
Yeah. Well, all right. Like you always say, welcome, welcome, welcome. #1 sports talking D. We ain't like the Falcons, we won't blow the lead. Look, all we talk is who that, who got cut and who back. Rookies and the vets, players you should look at. It's the sports coma, you don't wanna miss it. Got the pre-game, party, post-game statistics. Get a visit from Sway, maybe DC or 5. It's the hottest thing smoking, Big Q and the guys. Go to YouTube Live, make sure you subscribe. And the views inside the Saints locker room high. Talk to Drew, Jordan, Zach, Peyton, New Orleans, Who That Nation. Best believe when I say we bleed gold and black. Ain't a miracle or rivalry could ever hold us back. No, Beastquake, Bounty Gate, let the truth be told. It's the sports coma, all we know is Saints Super Bowl. Yeah.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.